Wow, I don't know how to process this. Oh my god. Okay, so because Konami is Konami, and we all know what they did, and I'm getting just mixed feelings about this. I don't know how to react. I don't know whether. Well, I'm not excited for several reasons. I'm kind of indifferent at this point. I mean, I knew Konami was gonna make a comeback to gaming at some point, but I really thought they were gonna do it because Japan made some kind of strict pachinko laws and they needed money and they were gonna grovel back to the video game industry. But I don't know how their pachinko machine business is doing, but I haven't heard anything bad. So them doing this is kind of odd, but maybe because of the pandemic, people weren't allowed to play pachinko machine. I don't know, but this is. Oh my god! So Konami has an advantage that people don't have. That's why I said people, because corporations are not people. So normally, if a person does something shitty, we associate that shitty thing with a face, like the person. But when a faceless company did what Konami did, it's very hard to. What I'm trying to say is that, yeah, like if a person did this, people would never forgive him. But since it's a company, they have a possibility of making a comeback because they're a faceless corporation. And if they make good games, people will buy them and people are going to be like, Konami is back, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know how to feel about that. Now, so this is a report from an anonymous source. And so take it with a grain of salt. But for me personally, I think where there's smoke, there's fire, because it's too much news coming out at once. And we'll get to how I feel about things the more we get into this. Just off the bat, before I read anything, are you guys excited? How do you feel about Konami coming back? Will you forgive them if they make good games? I mean, Metal Gear Survive was the last game they made. So, I don't know. I mean, last major game. So, yeah, let's just jump in. Oh boy. So, Konami is set to revive Metal Gear, Castlevania, and Silent Hill. The Japanese publisher will reveal major projects after a period of relative quietness. Konami is set to ramp up its premium game development with new installments and remakes for its biggest franchises, including Metal Gear and Castlevania. That's according to publishing sources who spoke to VGC anonymously, because they did not have permission to discuss their projects publicly. Konami's premium games output has slowed down significantly in recent years. The last new Metal Gear game was 2018's critically panned Metal Gear Survive, while the last mainline Castlevania release was 2014's Lord of Shadow 2. In the past decade, the company has arguably grown a bigger reputation for its pachinko gambling games than for its premium PC and console releases. However, following a restructure to the company's game development division, earlier this year, Konami is now focused on bringing back its biggest brands to premium game spaces, VGC was told. Now, this is where we get to the important stuff. The first of these titles will be a new Castlevania game, which sources described as a reimagining of the series, which I have no idea what the hell that means. We have Castlevania on Netflix. It's doing well. They did 2D games. They did 3D games. So they have both kinds of games. I have no idea what reimagining is. Are they going to make a board game? A portable pachinko board Castlevania game? Play at home? I don't know. Currently in development internally at Capcom Japan, Konami Japan, with support from local external studios. There's been much speculation that Demon Souls Studios Bluepoint could be working on the remake of Metal Gear Solid. However, VGC was told the series is actually being worked on by an external studio, Virtuoso. Established in 2014, Virtuoso, I'm pretty sure I pronounced that wrong, is one of the largest game developers in the world and focuses on supporting the development of major AAA games or bringing existing games to new platforms. They worked on Dark Souls Remastered, The Outer Worlds, and the BioShock Collection, as well as contributing art and content to blockbusters such as Battlefield 1, Uncharted 4, and Horizon Zero Dawn. So they have a good resume. But here's where it gets dicey. The new project is currently in early development, and multiple sources suggest it would be centered around fan-favorite entry Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater rather than the original Metal Gear Solid. Hold up. Dude, I truly believe look, you can remake games, but I truly believe I could be proven completely wrong with this. But I think it takes a special kind of team to cook a game like Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Like, this game is not, if you want to remake it, it's not just a simple process of remaking this game. You can't just remake it. Which, I know I say that, but, look, remaking a game, you already have the game, basically, so it's not as hard as making it from scratch. But still, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. Like, we don't need a remake this feels so unnecessary to me at least, to the point where it's crazy, like, but I get it. Times are changing and people want better graphics. I guess I'm not objecting to a remake of this game. I'm just saying it just feels wrong to not have Kojima involved, just have like a team out of nowhere. Here's one of the best games ever made, a classic. It's going to be talked about for decades, ages, and probably centuries to come. Why don't you remake it? It's just, I don't know. It just feels weird. Like, I mean, think about it like in this way. Like, what if somebody wanted to remake a movie, a Quentin Tarantino movie, and he's like, oh, I'm going to reshoot the movie with 16K and I'm going to get new actors. I don't know how you're going to remake a movie, but like, imagine trying to remake a movie to capture the magic that the cast and the directing of Quentin Tarantino added to a movie by completely different people. I don't know. That's a shitty analogy. Just forget I said anything. So, I'm just saying, really? Oh my god. Konami also intends to release remasters of the original Metal Gear Solid games for modern consoles ahead of the larger project. We understood. Finally, multiple Silent Hill games are currently in development at various external development studios as per an earlier VGC report from February. One of these projects was outsourced to a prominent Japanese developer earlier this year, we were told. Konami should publicly showcase its plans. Okay. So they're saying like they should next year, we're going to see something from Konami. So disruption from the pandemic permitting, Konami pulled out of this year's E3 2021 show due to timing issues, although at the time it confirmed it had a number of key projects in the work. Konami's Japanese bosses, this is where it gets dicey for me. Konami's Japanese bosses are understood to have historically pushed back against most pitches to outsource its key game brands. This is Konami needs to do this because nobody likes them. Nobody has faith in them. They need to outsource projects. And I'm not talking just outsource them to any studio. I mean, the same way they just gave Metal Gear Solid 3 to a studio I've never heard of, but like they've worked on Uncharted 4 and Horizon Zero Dawn. And they did some stuff. They did the remaster for Dark Souls on the Switch and the Bioshock Collection. So they're talented people, obviously. But I'm just saying, like, for example, Platinum Games, Metal Gear, Rising Revengeance 2. Like, that's how you get people on your side. By not saying, like, you made it because nobody likes you. Just be like, oh, we're giving it to Platinum Games again. You like Platinum Games, don't you? And I'll be like, yes. And I'll buy the shit out of Metal Gear Revengeance 2. And they should do that with their other projects, which is a big reason why previous pitches for Silent Hill games, such as one by Until Dawn Studios, Supermassive, weren't green lit. Give it to Until Dawn Studio, even though I've never played Until Dawn, so I don't know if it's a good game. I'm just talking out of my ass. But you guys get my logic. Anyways, however, following the disappointing performance of recent in-house titles, did they seriously think Metal Gear Survive was a good game? Are you shitting me, Capcom? Sorry, Capcom. I apologize. Konami said the company has become more willing to contract outside studios for its major... Yeah, because you guys, you're jackasses. That's why. VGC first reported Konami's softening of its stance over licensing its games properties earlier this year in a report revealing that the company has outsourced a new Silent Hill game. Last year, Konami ramped up its game efforts with the creation of a new external publishing program with which it hoped to sign more Western-developed titles, which is good. It's good. Like when Konami did it, it was dumb because Konami. What the hell is wrong with me? When Capcom did it, it was dumb because Capcom outsourced to Western companies as a means of reducing cost. And now I'm sure Konami's going to try to do the same thing, but there are. I can't believe I'm saying this, but there's good Western developed studios with a lot of passionate people that if you give them a Castlevania, the IP, they're going to make one hell of a Castlevania game. So I'm just saying, Konami, shut up and just give your games to good studios. Nobody likes you. That's basically what I'm trying to say. This is bananas. It's just like, it's a whole mixed bag. This is just insane. I'm just a whole mixed bag of confused, unsure. I don't know if I want this. I don't know if I should be excited. They could easily mess it up. It's just that's insane. I don't know. I don't like. There's nothing to do but to just sit down, wait, and see what happens, and to see whether Konami is gonna bounce back and be a good company, or they're gonna just completely blow this. Because the line at the end, this is what freaked me out. This line is probably the most freaky part of the article. However, following the disappointing performance of recent in-house titles Metal Gear Survive, did they actually think that was a good thing? That was a good game, good idea? So this is just the one thing, like, why just outsource your games. Either they're going to be shit and people aren't going to care because they'll be like, it's Konami. Or they're going to be good and people are still going to hate you. But at least we're going to enjoy the games, I guess. So bottom line for me, to make people stop hating them, it's not good enough to just make a good game or a fun game. Konami is really going to have to come out swinging and make incredible games. They're going to have to hit at least 2 out of 3. If they're going to make Metal Gear, Silent Hill, and Castlevania, 2 out of those 3 games better be just out of this world. And people are going to consider to forgive them. Other than that, I don't know what's going to happen. So anyways, I think I just rambled long enough. I have no idea. It's a bunch of confused emotions and whatever. So it's nothing to do but to end the video and, I don't know, ask you what you guys thought. I mean, like, really, like, I don't know. Like, that's my view. I'm going to sit and wait. Is the tide going to shift? It's going to blow my mind if the tide shifts and people love Konami again. So I have no idea what's going to happen. I have no clue. Like, how do you guys feel about it? Like, are you guys excited? Will you forgive them? Have you forgiven them? Or you'll never forgive them? Me, I don't know. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are watching, wherever you may be in this world, thank you guys for watching. Have a good night. Take care. I'll see you guys next time.